So, Rockstar finally released a trailer. I had stayed up the night before, so I didn't even see it at launch because I was waiting for the goddamn morning release. But I'm still excited. I saw it at least like 50 times, and I've theorized and picked out some things because the editing is pretty interesting, the music is interesting, but I love this trailer. It seems jam-packed with so many people and stuff. But I've been on YouTube and I've been just seeing so many fucking people make a video. Everybody, even people that don't even make gaming videos, just make it like a bartender reacting to the GTA 6 trailer. Like, come on. So I'm gonna skip over what everybody else is talking about and go straight to speculating on the story and theorizing instead of breaking it down, because everybody else is doing that. You've probably seen it 1,000 times. So what I really wanted to do is speculate on the characters, the story, the music they chose, because everything seems like it was done on purpose. The editing is interesting. Near the end, let's do this in. I'm structured. I'm a structured person, so I like to do this in a structure. So let's start with music. So Rockstar really knows how to choose their music. They probably go inside of a boardroom and have a discussion on what they really want. And they chose the perfect song for this, considering the characters we're going to get in the story we're probably going to get. It took a bit to get used to because I'm used to trailers having a little bit of sound design, you know, some cars revving their engine, you know, people like jibber jabber in the background, gunshots, you know, random sound design, any sound design. There was barely any in here other than an old lady talking to the screen and narration from Lucia. There's a reason for that. They chose not to add too much sound design in this trailer because they wanted to emphasize lyrics and, you know, the song itself, as well as showing a lot of, you know, stuff, social media stuff basically. But there's more meaning to the lyrics compared to any other trailer they've ever released. Most of the trailers they release don't have too much lyrics, and when you pair, or at least the launch trailers, but comparing the other trailers, it's definitely different. Probably because of the leak, and maybe it would have been a little different if the game hadn't leaked, but yeah. So the lyrics are an important part of the trailer, so let's dive deep into the lyrics and the meaning and how it correlates to the trailer. So I'm pretty sure everybody knows this song now. It's Love is a Long Road by Tom Petty. It's a pretty good song. I never heard of it before. It's interesting to know that one of his songs was in GTA San Andreas, and that's really cool. It's like an homage a little bit. So this song is sung from the point of view of a man describing a past love. It's pretty obvious that it's definitely going to relate to the story. It's being sung in the past tense, which tells me that in relation to the story, there's going to be some bumpy roads. We won't know how severe these bumps will be. Will it result in betrayal? Will it have multiple endings? We don't know yet. And, you know, judging by the song and the point of view, it's probably going to be Jason's point of view. Because we see a lot of Lucia, and it seems like Jason does keep looking at Lucia during the trailer. Does he look up to her in a way? Does Lucia like more of the crime and Jason doesn't, you know, isn't into it too much? We don't know yet. I want to get to this lyric. She tried to make my world the way she thought it should be. I assume that Lucia has a flavor for the criminal activities and this lifestyle, you know, action packed. I'm not sure Jason feels the same. Maybe she thinks the life of action is, you know, what they both need in their lives. This could be another meaning to the trailer and Rockstar themselves. During the chorus, we see a lot of citizens of this world deeply entrenched in the social media aspect. And we just see nothing but detail in this, so much character in these. They've obviously done their research because they're all inspired by crazy things that have happened on social media. I'm not sure if all of them happened in Florida. They probably did. But obviously this was a long road to get to. Rockstar took years making this, and obviously they love what they do because they wouldn't be doing the most that they could possibly do with video games, or the limited stuff they've made. But I think waiting long for these types of games is worth it. There's no point in playing half-baked, uncooked games, and Rockstar is best at what they do. And it was a long road getting to this point, so there could be a meaning there. So I feel like I kind of picked out what the story is gonna be about. I know it's one trailer, 1 minute and like 20-30 seconds long, but it's pretty interesting when you research Bonnie and Clyde, who is the inspiration for this story. GTA 6 is similar to Bonnie and Clyde, at least from the trailer. The trailer itself shows so much of what I've read. I want to talk about Bonnie and Clyde, and then how it could relate to the story of GTA 6, so let's start with that. The story is inspired by the real-life crime duo of Bonnie and Clyde. We don't know how inspired Rockstar is of this duo in relation to GTA 6, but judging by an Easter egg we see in GTA 5, I've heard what Leslie Benzies has said in an interview. They have 45 years worth of ideas. It wouldn't be surprising to me if they put little Easter eggs of their ideas inside of GTA 5. One of these Easter eggs is Vice, or the only Easter egg is, this movie poster Vice of these cop cars shining a light onto this dancing duo, and it says Vice. And interesting enough, we only see the words Vice in the trailer. It's a pretty interesting little nod there, if it is a nod. But we can make predictions on the direction in which the story goes. So let's start with Bonnie. Bonnie was born in 1910 in Rowena, Texas. Bonnie wrote poems. The most well-known one was called The Story of Bonnie and Clyde. Bonnie was married to a man named Roy Thornton before she met Clyde. Their marriage was short-lived, as he was absent the majority of their marriage due to brushes with the law or petty stuff. They never divorced and never came across each other after 1929. Interesting to note though, she was still wearing his wedding ring when Bonnie and Clyde died in their little standoff that happened. So it's safe to say Bonnie fell in love with criminals and troublemakers. That is what she was into. Bonnie kept a diary right before she met Clyde. She wrote of her loneliness, her impatience with life, and her love of photography. I'm not going to get too deep into these people because, I don't want it to be an 18,000 minute video. So let's go next to Clyde. Who was Clyde? Somebody's trying to take you away. Clyde was born in 1909 in Ellis County, Texas, a little southeast of Dallas. Clyde was first arrested in 1926 due to running from the cops after being questioned about a rental car he'd failed to return. His second arrest was with his brother over a few stolen turkeys, which is pretty funny. But in his teenage life, he stole cars, crack safed, robbed stores. He did all that before he was an adult. He later met Bonnie through a mutual friend in 1930. And they had spent a lot of time together in the weeks to come. Their love was then interrupted when Clyde was arrested and convicted of auto theft. He was then sent to prison a few months later. He escaped prison but was then recaptured and sent back. During his stint in prison, he was repeatedly assaulted and got back at his tormentor by murdering him with a pipe. He was never caught for the murder. After his release from prison, people who knew him said he had changed. He had changed from a more innocent person to what he was described as a rattlesnake. His stay in prison had changed him for so much worse. And afterwards, he had robbed stores, gas stations with his new love Bonnie and a gang of misfits. Their exploits captured the attention of the American press and its audience, essentially becoming famous and romanticized. Rockstar is taking us to a very interesting place with this inspiration. The story of Bonnie and Clyde is definitely untapped potential and ripe with opportunity. In my evaluation of the trailer, what if the roles were reversed in GTA 6, with Lucia being the Clyde in terms of going to prison and being the more notorious criminal, and Jason being the Bonnie, as funny as that sounds. On another interesting note, Bonnie and Clyde had become a famous criminal duo during their infamous escapades, being featured in newspapers at the time. What if in Rockstar's rendition, we see Jason and Lucia become famous through social media? Seemingly a big part of GTA 6 is its use of social media and can be used in the story in a unique way. They've showed so much of social media in the trailer, and I can't help but think it's going to relate to the story so much. Like, even in the trailer itself, we see a guy hanging outside of his window and, you know, videoing Lucia and Jason, or taking pictures. It could be interesting and unique. Now, judging from the trailer, I'm pretty sure Lucia is in prison for something like stealing a car. Nothing too severe to warrant being in there longer than, 2 to 3 years. Rockstar also gave us some art in which Lucia has an ankle monitor on. This can mean plenty of things. She's on parole, she's on house arrest, or she can't leave the street, town, county, or city she's in. I'm not sure if that's real. Like, if you get arrested, you wear an ankle monitor, you're not allowed to leave the city, but you can go anywhere within the city? I don't know. Is that real? I'm not too sure. If that is used in that way, it effectively gives us a proper pace to the story. We're not able to go everywhere just yet in a unique way. It's not like blocking off the roads in, the older GTAs. Now, figuring out when they become Bonnie and Clyde is hard to tell. All I can say is Rockstar either introduces our characters already in the relationship or haven't met yet and they meet each other throughout the story. Not sure too much yet. Maybe like GTA 5. Now, let's go to Jason and Lucia and what they show us in the trailer of their characters and how they're like and what they are, who they are. So we hear and see most from Lucia, but judging by the lyrics of the song, like I said before, it seems like it's framed from the point of view of Jason. So let's talk about Jason first. The first time we see Jason in the trailer is at the 26-second mark. We see Jason looking up at Lucia, seeming to have the time of her life. He nods and vibes with her. The next time we see Jason is him driving away from a liquor store they just robbed. They both show concern as they approach and pass by some cop cars. We see Jason give Lucia these glimpses and looks, these stares a little bit, possibly showing, how much he looks up to her. But is this a one-sided perspective? As Jason seems to be in love with her, is she just as in love with him? Or is she more in love with the criminal and action-packed lifestyle? These are questions we're probably going to get within the game itself, and it's going to be interesting to see. As the trailer goes on, we see Jason follow Lucia into this lifestyle. It seems. She's in charge, so to speak. She rides passenger as she dances on top of the car. She's the one Jason follows as they both make their way out of the store they just robbed. She's the one that kicks open the doors to make their way into rob the store. She's the one Jason looks up at when they're laying in bed. It's pretty obvious Lucia is the one making these decisions and plans. Jason seems to follow along. Maybe blinded by love. We didn't get too much of Jason. So now let's talk about Lucia. She seems a bit of a thrill seeker. We first see her in a prison cell, bunk beds on the right. Not sure if she's top or bottom bunk. We see 2 pictures taped to the wall. One on the top bunk, one on the lower bunk. I'm not sure which pictures belong to Lucia. She's then asked why she's here by the prison counselor. She replies, "Bad luck, I guess," in a somewhat passive-aggressive attitude. She knows why she's here, but judging by the attitude, she doesn't care. It's probably part of her personality and more evidence to the fact that she is the more reckless criminal. She seems more about the glitz and the glamour in our next 2 shots. Does she spend money recklessly? There's a shot of them driving away from the store they just robbed. She screams in excitement as they drive away quickly. Another example of her more reckless attitude is the rush she gets out of this lifestyle. She has a few words near the end of the trailer. The only way we're gonna get through this is by sticking together. Trust? Question mark? She's questioning Jason. So it seems the shots of them robbing the store are edited present to past, which is interesting. The second to last shot is before the robbery, in my opinion, and the first shot is them leaving the scene of the crime. Is Lucia saying to Jason, "Can I trust you with robbing this store with me?" Jason is like, "Yeah, you can trust me." The following shot is Lucia kicking the door open, another reason why the lifestyle will win over her love, which may become a problem later in the story. So there's a lot I dissected from this trailer, but it seems like Lucia's gonna be the crazy one, not in terms of Trevor crazy, not eating people alive and fucking stomping on people's heads randomly. I don't know, he was crazy, but more like she gets an adrenaline rush from action. Jason seems more concerned with getting away. and getting the job done. Also, another interesting note, following the shot of her saying trust to Jason, and Jason replies with trust, it immediately goes to robbing the store. So that's why I also believe that this was before the robbery, and Rockstar decided to edit these pieces scatteringly. It's interesting why they did that, maybe to throw us off. It's made me want to analyze the beginning of the trailer and in which the order is. So let's kind of do that, you know, free ball that one. In fact, what I'm gonna do with this trailer is edit it in a way that makes sense, or edit it in a way chronologically in my view. It's just because there's definitely an order in which this sequence was made, so I'm gonna reorder it in the way it makes sense and chronologically. So that was my small little analysis of the video, with the story and the characters we see. Also, another interesting note, the granny saying, well, guess who's back? She's the only one that talks other than Lucia, and that's probably in relation to, you know, that's us as the Rockstar fans waiting and seeing Rockstar is finally back. That's them trying to characterize us into this Karen with two hammers in her hands, which is pretty funny. So I hope you guys like that. I usually pick things up quickly when it comes to like stuff like this. I'm kind of a conspiracy theorist for video games, and this is just my take on the story and the character, the editing. There's more to talk about, but that's for later. Sorry it took a while to make another video. There's nothing to really do when it comes to that without a trailer, without anything that's not copywritten. So yeah, this is finally here. When I first saw the trailer, I was so excited. It got that flair in me to make more content, because the other videos I plan on making, there's just so much to do with them, and something like this is easy, nice and simple, and it's something I care about. So I'm so excited to make more. I already have an idea for another video. It might come out within the next week. Bear with me. I changed my name from City Boy to Wolfram's ST, so if anybody's confused by that, I changed my name. But get ready, there's gonna be a lot more to come. I love GTA as a franchise. It's my favorite gaming series of all time. I'm gonna make so much more. I cannot wait till the game comes out. I hope you guys liked the video though. I put a little bit of time and effort into it, a lot of thought. I watched the fucking trailer at least 80,000 times. So by the way, I am not gonna make any videos on leaks or rumors from here on out. Only official stuff. I do not want to ruin this game for me or anybody that watches this. I really want this game to be special. I ruined Red Dead Redemption 2 last time because I thought he wouldn't be better than John. I read an article saying, oh, he's not better than John. Turned out to be better than John, and it ruined my view of Arthur. It's not gonna happen this time. So hope you guys enjoyed, and stay tuned.